Hey everyone. Let me give you a little illustration of something that happened to me today out in the yard, working quietly kind of over in one corner of our yard. And then all of a sudden, there were 8 wild peacocks came right up the side of the driveway where the plants are, and just one by one filed in and continued walking as if nothing was going on, like they did that every day, and then kind of walked along the edge or side of my yard and then went over into my neighbor's yard. But we have wild peacocks in the area in which we live. Maybe every 5 years I'll see one of them. So it was amazing to me today to see 8 of them in a row, all out for a little walk. I guess maybe they felt a little cabin fever from being sequestered and had to get out and come over to the Harrell household to see what was happening in our neck of the woods. But it did make me realize and be reminded of Psalm 19, verses 1 through 4. Let me read that for you. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech. They use no words. No sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. I am continually amazed at this natural world that surrounds us, whether it is plant life or animal life or sea life or the vast array of insects and birds and microbes, etc., etc., etc. It just goes on and on. It fascinates me from the standpoint of design and function. And this is what I'll do, and I'll take an illustration of just this morning after the peacocks went by in the yard work. I looked at our rose bushes and noticed that there were some blooms that were opening up, and so I cut a couple of the blooms off and I bring them into the house and put them in a small bowl of water and just allow the fragrance of those roses just to fill our home, and what a blessing that is. But what I'll do from time to time is just be amazed at looking at a plant. This rose bush is incredible from the standpoint of design. I don't know if you've ever thought about it. Is it a botanist? I'm not a botanist in any way. I don't know a whole lot about plants. But I do know something about the intricacies of design and what is required to bring about such a plant. And I'll kind of play this game, and it is an intellectual game. And I'll go, what was God thinking when he made this rose bush? And you can imagine just for a moment God thinking, I want a plant, and I'm going to create a root system that will absorb the nutrients from the earth that I made. So the elements that are needed to sustain the life of that plant, I'm going to make a root system that can draw that out of the dirt, draw out the water when it rains upon the earth, and allow that to nourish this plant. And then I'm going to create a pathway for those nutrients to then be transferred up into the stalk, and then the pathway from the stalk out into the stems, and then from the stems to I want this kind of leaf and this color of leaf and this shape of the leaf. And I'm going to make this plant so as it grows in such a fashion, and then it's going to bring forth a small bud, and that bud will get larger and larger, and then eventually open up into this beautiful flower that will have this many petals, and it will be this color, and the shape of the petals will be this, and the pistil and the whatever it is on the inside of that. Now make sure that the bees and the butterflies can come and receive the nectar and then transfer. I mean, it's just Fascinating. Incredible, this design and all the thought that had to go into making just this simple rose bush. I tell you, I am amazed continually at the incredible imagination of God. Now, take that one rose bush and multiply it by 10,000 upon 10,000 of plants and creatures, each one individually crafted and designed by God, each one fitting perfectly within the ecosystem that God has designed here on planet Earth. So, here's your Bible study homework for this week. Go out into your yard. Find one plant. Pull up a chair or a stool. Sit down and contemplate the incredible design and imagination of God to bring that about. And I guarantee you, as you do this, you will realize that that plant has no speech, uses no words, makes no sound that is heard, yet the voice of that plant goes out into all the earth, the words that it speaks to the ends of the world. And what have you just witnessed in that time that you spent contemplating the imagination and design and creativity of that plant? You will realize that you are hearing the proclamation of that plant every time you look at it, and it is declaring the glory of your God. God bless you.